Lesson 4. An answer to an important question. Question. In the previous lesson, we realized or recognized that we always hear the voice of monotheism, tawhid, and worship of God from within our souls, and especially at times of difficulty, this voice becomes stronger and clearer, and we naturally begin to think about God added we seek His help and kindness. Here it is possible that this question arises, that this inner voice, which we call the voice of our God-given nature, fitrat, is a result of things which we have heard from our environment and our mother and father have told us, or from school, and it has become very normal and common for us. Answer. The answer to this requires a brief introduction. Customs change. We cannot find a custom which has not changed throughout history among all nations. Thus, when we see that this is something which exists among all nations, has existed at all times and during all ages, without exception, we should realize that its roots are in fitrat and it is woven into the spirit and soul of human beings. For instance, the love of a mother for her child. This can in no way be said to come from propaganda or habit or custom, because in no tribe or nation, or any time or age, can you see that a mother does not love her child. Of course, it is possible that a mother, because of a mental disturbance, do away with herself, or a father during the age of ignorance in Arabia, the time before the appearance of Islam, buried his girl children alive, became his thoughts were wrong and based on superstitions, but these are very rare cases. Looking at this introduction, recalling how people in the past and in the present worship God, we see, as this lesson is a little bit more difficult, please pay careful attention. As stated by sociologists and historians, there has been no time in history when belief in God and faith did not exist among people. Rather, in every age and time and at all moments of this world, some form of belief existed, and this, itself, is clear reason why the worship of God is from the depths of the spirit and its source is fitrat of human beings, not that it is a result of customs we have accepted, because if it were the consequences of habit and custom, it would not be so extensive and eternal. We even have rules which show that tribes who lived before written history began, had some kind of a belief system. Of course, there is no doubt that at times, when people had forgotten God as the being who is above nature, they searched for Him and looked for Him among creatures in nature, and they made idols for themselves of things in nature. But with the development of thought, human beings gradually were able to see the truth, stop worshipping idols which were material creatures, and become familiar with the one God. Some of the well-known psychologists clearly and directly say that the human spirit or soul has 4 senses. First, the sense of knowledge, which sends a person after science and knowledge and makes one's spirit thirsty for knowledge, whether or not this has any material benefit. Second, the sense of goodness, which is a source for moral and human issues in the world of humanity. Third, the sense of beauty, which is a source of poetry and literature and art in their real sense. Fourth, the sense of belief, which invites the human being to come to know God and to implement His commands. In this way, we see that the sense of worship is one of the senses with the deepest roots of the spirit. That is, they are never separate from each other. In our future lessons, we will see how most materialists even admit to the existence of God, even though they do not mention His name and instead refer to nature or give Him other names, but qualities are given to nature which are, in fact, qualities of God. For instance, they say, if nature has given 2 kidneys to human beings, it was because it knew that if one of these failed, the other would continue life, etc. Does this explanation hold for a nature which lacks awareness and consciousness? Or is this not a reference to the all-knowing and infinite God but calling Him nature? We can conclude from what has been said that a love for God has always existed in us and will always continue. Faith in God is an eternal flame which warms our heart and spirit. In order to come to know God, we are not obliged to take a long and complicated way. We quickly turn inward and see we have faith in Him. The Holy Quran says, we are closer to the human being than his jugular vein? 50. 16. Think and answer. 1. Write several examples of customs and several examples of things which are part of our God-given nature, fitrat. 2. Why do ignorant people turn to idol worship? 3. Why do materialists refer to God as nature?